All right, good morning. I'm trying to do shorter videos, so I'm doing it from my phone. I'm on my little walk with my Teddy. Teddy, hey, Teddy, come here. Come say hi. Come say hi. Yeah, he's pretty camera shy, so he's not into it. But what I wanted to share with you this morning was a thought that I had that I'd call, I just swallowed a bug. Nope, piece of hair. The greatest gift you could give yourself. And this is on the topic of choosing your major. And it wasn't until maybe grad school, my first year of grad school, that I realized that the engineering path that God chose for me and my willingness to take it was the greatest gift I ever gave myself. And here's why. So my junior year, while I was taking multivariable calculus, which is Calc 2, kind of like in the third dimension. Teddy, don't eat the grass. He throws it up later. It's his favorite game. I was taking multivariable calculus, and I was thinking, I had just passed Calc 2 by the skin of my teeth, and at that point, I had taken pre-calc, Calc 1, and then Calc 2 twice. And I had just passed Calc 2, so it's going over to Calc 3. And let me tell you, I was tired of getting 60s on exams for the first one. It was just exhausting, you know? As I said in my last video, I was I was used to feeling like the MVP, at least in my classes, right? Of doing very well in English, history, art, literature, politics even. Those things just came naturally to me. So it was really hard for me to, one, continually ask for help at the tutoring center. That's what I meant by the MVP syndrome, was kind of not asking for help. And then also to just literally not do well. And so I was sitting at my desk. I take out my Calc 3 homework set. I put it in front of me, and there's just this internal block, resistance. And I prayed about it. I was like, God, what if I can't do it? What if I reached my limit? What if I'm just not smart enough to understand this concept, right? At the time, I didn't believe in a growth mindset. I believed in a fixed mindset. I'll put a link. Well, I can't put links for the next 2 months, but basically growth mindset is the belief that you can learn to acquire a new skill, and the fixed mindset is either you have it or you don't. So at the time, I had the fixed mindset of either I could do multivariable calculus or I couldn't, and it was stressful for me. So I thought, what if I can't? What if I just don't have the brain to do it? What if my engineering journey and everything that I have invested thus far stops here because I can't do it? And I just remember the sense of feeling nervous that I would be embarrassed to find my limit, and that I'm not capable. So that's what I was praying. I still remember the homework set right in front of me. And then as I just sat in the silence of that prayer, and I was listening for what the Holy Spirit would say to me, this question came into my mind. Because the last question I had asked the Lord was, what if I can't? And so my eyes were closed, I was listening, listening for the Spirit, and this question came into my mind, which was, what if you can? And what if you're really good? And that changed everything for me. Because I never, at least in math, thought about from the get-go, what if I'm really good at this? I always thought from the negative standpoint of, what if I'm not good at this? And that was the mindset shift that I needed. And so fast forward, I took multivariable calculus. I did well. Then I took differential equations, which is the one after that. Also did pretty good. I was sick for a month of it, and I had to like underdog it back up. But I did pretty well in that one as well. That's another story that I'll tell you. Told you I'm full of them. And then I get to grad school, and my first class, Transport Phenomena, used principles from chemistry, and then differential equations, which was like pretty abstract to me at that point. But I did really well, especially in the math part. Hold on, Teddy. I want to finish this video. I think I have a meeting soon. And I did really well in it. And that's when I had my aha moment of despite a realization. Yeah. While I was going through the program, I noticed that people were in engineering because they were good at math and they liked math. But I wasn't in engineering because I was good at math or I liked math yet. And so it felt kind of disorienting for me. And at the time I thought, man, this isn't fair. Like, everyone is doing well in this major because they're doing something that they're intrinsically good at. And I'm out here trying to, be an artist, masked as an engineer. Like, I just kind of realized, I was like, maybe I'm like the only one who's doing something that they don't like or feel that they're good at. And I kind of felt out of place. So fast forward to my first year of grad school, where I'm doing applications of the math that I was doing in a real world context. So using differential equations to apply kind of pollution transport issues, and I did well. I grasped it immediately. And that's when it hit me. It's the third time I'm saying that. If I would not have prayerfully sought the Lord in my major through the entire thing, I would have relegated myself to a life shaped by what other people thought about me. What I mean by that is, I got a lot of praise. I got good grades and the things that I liked. For the things that didn't come as naturally, chemistry, physics, math, I didn't necessarily get that praise because I wasn't doing well and it just wasn't like a part of me. Hold on, Teddy. And in that, somehow I had adopted this identity of like, it became a part of my identity. But if I would have listened to that, then I would never have found out, maybe 7 years after taking, Algebra 1, Algebra 2 in high school, fast forward to college and grad school, that I'm good at math and I enjoy it. And only God's provision in my life and his plan for my life allowed me to experience that side of myself. So the greatest gift that you can give to yourself is allowing God to shape your path, shape your destiny, because he knows you better than you know yourself. You might think that you know yourself, and maybe you do, maybe you certainly do, but there's so many sides of us, and God is so eager to, number one, I love numbering things, drawing you into deeper dependence on him. That's what engineering school did for me. But also, two, to show you who he made you to be. People, let me say it this way. In the world, there's this thought of self-discovery, right? Or, man-made self, or self-made man. But what I realized through my personal journey was I didn't have to seek my identity outside of God. My identity was already in God, and it wasn't through necessarily the things that I did, but the identity that I found was a relationship by saying, God, I trust that you're forming me. No, I don't want to say that. It was a trust that God knew me better than I knew myself, and that the journey he had me on was to know him better. And the engineering path was a way that I got to know him better and also myself better. And I'm still pursuing jobs in the engineering field. I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful that I didn't run away from the things that I, at the time, didn't feel that I was good at or where I didn't belong, because ultimately God knew. And I still have my social kind of science flair on engineering, the community centered focus, and I enjoy it so much. That is the greatest gift that you can give yourself. Allow God to show you who you are, shape your identity. The things that make you you may not make you you. Or there may be other things that make you you. And only God could have brought me on that journey. I would not have willingly departed from things that I was naturally good at, right? But isn't that the point of being spirit-led, right? Departing from things that are ways of thinking. Oh, I'm just going to go to college for what I'm good at. That could be the case for you, right? Only you know, only you in your prayer closet know that. But it wasn't my case, and I'm so grateful that I did something that I was out of my comfort zone, even identity-wise, for a couple years. And I just know myself and God so much better. That's all. Teddy, come say bye.
Bye.
All right. Peace, y'all.